You ever notice how nobody warns you about the most powerful addiction on earth? Not sugar, not caffeine, not your phone at 3 a.m. Nope, I'm talking about love. Yeah, that thing you swear you're totally done with every time you've been emotionally drop-kicked, and then 2 months later you're like, well, maybe this one is different. Welcome to the addiction called love. Side effects include butterflies, confusion, and checking your phone like you're waiting for exam results. So, let's be honest. Love hits harder than any energy drink. At least a Red Bull waits for you to drink it. Love? Love just shows up uninvited, like that relative who arrives early to a party and asks what's cooking. 1 minute you're chilling, eating snacks, living your peaceful life, and the next minute your stomach is suddenly hosting a circus because someone smiled at you for 1.5 seconds. And don't pretend you haven't been there. You ever had a crush so bad you rehearsed a whole conversation in your head, then forgot every line the moment they said, hi? Your brain is like, okay, look cool, act natural. Meanwhile, your body is like, let's forget how to function at all. Love makes you do weird things. You start sending good morning texts even though you haven't sent a good morning message to another human since Nokia phones existed. You suddenly care about things you never cared about. They say they love sunrises, and now you're waking up at 5 a.m. like, ah, yes, the sky is glowing. Beautiful. Bro, you were not awake at 5 a.m. before. The only sunrise you used to appreciate was the Netflix Are You Still Watching screen. And the most hilarious part? We all think we can handle love. We all think we're built different. We all say, I won't fall too fast, I'm taking it slow. And then boom, your playlist changes, your search history changes, and suddenly you're analyzing emojis like you're decoding ancient symbols. Why did they use a smiley instead of a heart? Why not the heart eyes? Is this a friendship smile? A polite smile? A leave me alone smile? Somebody call NASA because this is a full investigation. But hey, don't feel bad. Love turns all of us into investigators, poets, and sometimes clowns. Because love is the only addiction where people look you in the eye after a breakup and say, I'm never doing this again. And then 3 weeks later, so I met someone. Love doesn't care about your plans. You can be at the peak of your productive era, gym, books, goals, eating salads, and then love walks in like, salad? That's cute. Try thinking about the same person for 18 hours straight instead. Love basically hacks your brain. Scientifically, your brain literally releases chemicals that make you obsessed. But you don't need science to tell you that. You already know it's real when you start smiling at your phone like a confused cartoon character. You know it's real when you're ready to travel across the city just to see someone for 10 minutes. 10 minutes! You won't even cross the room for your charger. But for love, you'll do a whole marathon. And let's talk about the early stage. Everyone's favorite, the honeymoon phase. This is where both of you pretend you don't have flaws. You laugh at jokes that aren't funny. You both act like you're the most patient, understanding humans ever created. Oh, you take 2 hours to reply? No problem. 6 months later, you took 15 minutes to reply? Who kidnapped you? Love evolves in funny ways. First month, I can't wait to see you. 6th month, why do you chew like that? But here's the thing. For all the chaos it brings, we still chase love. Why? Because deep down, all of us want someone who chooses us. Someone who listens to our weird stories. Someone who sees us at our worst and still says, yeah, I'm staying. Love is risky, confusing, embarrassing, and sometimes painful. But it's also warm, beautiful, and kind of magical. It makes life feel bigger. It makes the small moments feel important. It gives you memories you randomly smile about like an idiot while sitting alone in public. And sure, love is kind of an addiction, but maybe it's the good kind. Not the one that destroys you, but the one that teaches you. The one that makes you grow. The one that reminds you you're human and your heart still works, even if it squeaks a little. So, if you're in love right now, enjoy it. If you're healing from it, be proud, because that means you were brave enough to care. And if you're waiting for it, don't worry. Love is inconsistent, but it's also punctual in its own strange way. It shows up exactly when you stop checking the door. Just remember, love may be addictive, but the real power is learning how to love without losing yourself. And when you master that, that's when love stops being a roller coaster and becomes a journey worth taking. Now, tell me in the comments, what's the funniest or craziest thing love ever made you do? Don't worry, this is a judgment-free zone. We've all done questionable things in the name of romance. Thanks for watching, and hey, if nobody told you today, you deserve a love that feels like peace, not panic. Take care of your heart, and try not to let it run off unsupervised again.